Walidan. In Sotohta and Walitilan. Atna Dinigi Kazes Kanaga Kudats Delti. We are teaching them Atna Moose Hide language, presented by Sondra Shaginoff-Stuart and Jessica Denny.
Jinan Kadach del Dichen, Marco Pete. Has Linda Sinyaden, Ginny Maxim Kulkena Sinyaden, Lena Charlie, Sis Kledzetna, Sinyaden, Esh, Catherine Wade, Knight, Dini Anna, Sinyaden. We recognize our teachers who have shared and carefully guided these talks of Indigenous and First Heritage ways, Catherine Wade, Marco Pete, Ginny Maxim, and Lena Charlie. Each of their names of where they are from have meaning and description of the place, like Taslinda, which is, we know it as Taslina, where it flows swiftly is what the literal meaning of that word means, Taslinda. Revigorating Indigenous place names to their original names from westernized meanings that have no meanings is land-based education, knowledge, and reconnects all people back to the land place. In that Willie Jan, night dini anak kaya at Pyramid Lake Tinziaden, Kakna East Kadi, Cheta Parents Ode Kuyui Tukado in land, Cheta Johnny Shaginoff Talchina in land, Chukde Dorothy Ode Garcia, Reno Sparks Indian Colony inland, Chukde Mary Nikolai Shaginoff Ujishu inland, Stop Snethlyanen Sinsyaden Ujishu inland, Karen Nugent Snan, Koyu Dakado inland, Sondra Shaginoff-Stuart, Kago Saka, Kashka Visaa, Suzette Dilan, Chair of Alaska Native Studies, Esh Adna Kanaget, Kadach del Dechen, Ga Vesna. My family is from Chickalin Village in Pyramid Lake Paiute Reservation. Currently, I live in Kenai. My grandparents are Clarence and Dorothy O'Day and Johnny and Mary Shaginoff. I currently work as the chair of the Alaska Native Studies, and I teach the Atna language at UAA. And I shared my name, Sondra Shaginoff-Stuart, but I'm also known as Swan Lady and also Rich Man's Daughter. I'm from the Water Clan and the Fish Eaters people from Chickalin Village and Pyramid Lake Reservation. In Indigenous teachings, we share our names and work titles last, as they are less important than knowing who we are, who we're related to. In Atna clans defines relationships between partners and families, hunting, who we will potlatch, who we will speak, who we have rights to speak about or speak to. We share who my grandparents are and parents so that you may know where I come from and my family. Relationships to others is also very important in teaching in an Indigenous way. In Atna, we understand who we are by our grandparents and our parents. Environment and place is important to give context of connection and respect to where your people come from and how you will bring them forward.
Sidut Naniness Jessica Dennis is that Tisna Yidut Testaf Sidut Tis Kazatna Hayat since Yaden Sidut Tatla Dene Benta Tis Kazatna is Zesta Alaska Leadership Group Gagasna Agnes Denny Sna sunt Tom Denny Stat sunt Lena Charlie Dutsuk and my grandma is Lena Charlie. She's from Chesapeake, Alaska. My parents are Agnes and Tom Denny. My name is Jessica Denny. My Athabasca name is Nananith Na, and my name means where a source of water was once bigger and now is smaller, sort of like a trickle or a small waterfall. And it's a metaphor that it came from a strong place. Now it's still there. I am from Chesapeake, Alaska, along the Copper River. And I live in both Wasilla and Chesapeake, Alaska. And I come from the Tatla Dene, which is the headwaters people of the Copper River. It's so important when you introduce yourself to include your family, not just where you're from, but your family, because that really tells people who you are, the people that you're tied to, the land that you're tied to. And it's just a real good understanding of sharing about yourself to people. And it really, and it reminds us of who we ourselves come from and the lands that we ourselves are tied to.
So as you had heard, we both did an introduction, and both our introductions are a little bit different because of the dialects. And we wanted to share our dialects differences with our words. We are saying the same thing of introducing ourselves, but the words are a little bit different from where we are from each place that we learned our language, our Atna Dene language. So it's really important to recognize that and know that as we teach you these words, or we teach you a phrase or something, it comes from where we're from, and that there may be different ways to say things. So it's always important to recognize that, where we're from. So we're going to share a little bit of the Nigi and also Udze, our caribou and our moose words, so that you may know them. Of course, here is just a word for the moose, Denigi, and we hear that a lot. There's different ways to say that all throughout South Central and the Atna language. Some say Nigi, some say Nigi, Nigi, Denigi. There's other ways to say it, but in our language, we know it as Denigi, and we have used the moose for all of everything that it gives to us, hides, foods, tools. It's very precious to take a life, and they are, we try to utilize everything from the moose, and it's such a different lifestyle. And we're just going to share a little bit about each of these.
And also, I think it's worth mentioning too, Sondra, that Denigi is the general term for moose. So it's used for moose. And then you can also use this for the different type of moose. So yeah, I would just say that this is the general term for moose, even though we have specific names for different types of moose.
Yes. So here we got a bull moose word. And so just as Jessica said, it's very distinctive. Iaze, Iaze. Or
Nikun.
Nikun. And as we see here, the CW and also the U are different dialects here. And so they're known for these two different words. And as it's stated here, we use the bull moose for all of these things. The hides are much thicker and much stronger, as you may know. We're learning a lot about Iazet as we are doing our moose hides. We just really wanted to share these different terms. The Yazi is a cow moose. and is a great source also, diaze. And this word comes from the word of child. So each of these words, there's a root word for that word and where it derives from. So there's many different ways of what each word is meant, the meaning of the word. In Central and Western, we say idetsige, and the other one is ditsige. Ditsigi, right, Jessica?
Yep. Detsigi. Yep. Yes.
So there's two ways to say that word. And this word comes from the color of his little fur here. Is sort of a ochre paint kind of word. Tik, that's the ochre color of the rocks. And so
Yeah, and they're really red looking when they're young too, the calf moose.
that's another observation. It's describing the color, the actions. So we added also the caribou, udzekah, and that's our bull moose. Bull caribou. And also the same thing. This means literally big caribou. Kah is also the same, like ka'a, but kah is used for big also, but it's not used as often like we had stated before in our plants. Udzi is our calf. The cow moose, cow caribou, and it's also a clan name. And also utilizing for clothing. Udze datsigi is also the calf. And as we see here, datsigi is also the color, meaning the color of udze. So that changes also. We wanted to share a couple of videos, and these videos are about how we would utilize hides, because that's what we're working on right now. Jessica will explain more about what she's doing with her family and sharing about teaching of moose hides. And it's really significant to what a lot of both of our communities are doing together. So this is a video that is from the perspective of not growing up with any of this knowledge, and what many of our Atna people are possibly contemplating and thinking about and questioning. Whereas, and Jessica will share this, her experience is different. And so there's two different perspectives here.
I grew up on the Kenai. My parents are
This next video is on elder's perspective with Melissa and Jeannie Maxim. Share more about the moose hide tanning in our next video. Just wanted to some words about moose and caribou, and also the process of how we both are moving forward with learning about moose hide. So you stand up, stand ye.
Sinan, Huna.